help you out with understanding tension when it comes to a sewing machine. So first off, if you have the same thread in your needle as you do in your bobbin, most of the time just leave your tension at 4. Now this is something that people always feel like they have to know or change, and I will tell you that if you have the right needle in for the fabric you've selected, you've cleaned out underneath your throat plate and underneath the bobbin case recently, and things are running smoothly, tension is probably not the problem. Unfortunately, sometimes it's just a matter of not threading the machine correctly. When it growls at you or there's lots of threads on the backside of the fabric, that's not a bobbin problem, and it's definitely not a tension problem. It's an operator error problem. That's just you not getting the thread all the way down inside those tension discs. So right inside here, there's 2 discs that close on the thread. When the presser foot is up, the top thread pulls out fairly loose, as you can see here. As soon as the presser foot is lowered, it becomes tight. That's the tension disc squeezing on the thread. So if the thread isn't down in there and you start to sew and there's no tension on that thread and like resistance, that's where you get those big loops and nests on the back of the fabric. The thread goes down, takes a stitch, and never comes up, and then you get stitch after stitch piling up on the back side of your fabric. All you have to do is rethread the top of the machine, even do that little test that I just showed you. Presser foot up, it should be loose. Presser foot down, it should be tight. You can even see the needle kind of bending at that point. Now, there's times, like now, I have a variegated thread and a different brand in the needle than what I have wound on my bobbin, because usually I don't waste variegated threads on my bobbin if you're not going to see them. But I am going to go ahead and loosen this tension so you can see what would be considered unbalanced tension. So I'm going to just pick a zigzag. I might even make it a little wider, and so you can see it a little bit more. So right now, the bobbin is actually tighter than the top because this is really loose, this is really tight. So like a tug-of-war team, we should probably see, let's find out, more of the colorful thread down on the backside than we would need. And you can see it a lot there. And vice versa, if we had a much tighter tension, that would pull that pink thread from the bobbin probably up to the top. So again, if for any reason your 2 threads have unbalanced themselves, because one's thicker and one's thinner, if you don't know which way to go, one's going to make it worse and one's going to make it better. So that should help you a little bit. It might be a little hard to see, but I can definitely start to see some of the pink little dots, the bobbin thread coming up right beside this purple area. Definitely don't see it when they match, and that's always the troublesome. But when you do have like a high contrast thread in your needle and something different in your bobbin, and here we don't see any of that color on the back side. But for example, with decorative stitches, you kind of want the threads to pull to the back side just a little bit. So sometimes when I sew decorative stitches or buttonholes, reduce the top tension down to 3, and that gives that bobbin just a little bit more oomph to pull it to the backside, and that's going to really look pretty. We're going to do a little free motion quilting too, so sometimes when the foot is hopping, you get different tensions as the stitches are trying to connect almost in air. That would be another place to adjust the tension. So don't be afraid to change it, but remember, this is probably not the original problem. The problem might be you threading it, missing your take-up lever, not cleaning the machine, or having an old needle in. So start there before you start adjusting tension for probably the best results. But if you need help, this will give you kind of an idea of where to start and what you're looking for.